Millions of Americans sincerely love Donald Trump. They love him in spite of everything they've heard. They love him often in spite of himself. They love Donald Trump because no one else loves them. The country they built, the country their ancestors fought for over hundreds of years, has left them to die in their unfashionable little towns, mocked and despised by the sneering half-wits with finance degrees but no actual skills who seem to run everything all of a sudden. Whatever Donald Trump's faults, he is better than the rest of the people in charge. At least he doesn't hate them for their weakness. Donald Trump, in other words, is and has always been a living indictment of the people who run this country. That was true 4 years ago when Trump came out of nowhere to win the presidency, and it's every bit as true right now. Trump rose because they failed. It's as simple as that. If the people in charge had done a halfway decent job with the country they inherited, if they'd cared about anything other than themselves, even for just a moment, Donald Trump would still be hosting Celebrity Apprentice. But they didn't. Instead, they were incompetent and narcissistic and cruel and relentlessly dishonest. They wrecked what they didn't build. They lied about it. They hurt anyone who told the truth about what they were doing. That's true. We watched. America is still a great country, the best in the world, but our ruling class is disgusting. A vote for Trump is a vote against them. That's what's going on in this country.
What is up, LFA TV? Welcome back to Matta Fact. I'm your host, Ryan Matta. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful, beautiful April 8th. It is Monday. It is solar eclipse day. Is the eclipse starting yet? I think we're just starting to see the eclipse take course right now across the United States. It won't be here in Michigan. We won't be getting we're going to get really close to a full eclipse. I don't think we're going to get the full thing up here, but that won't be till about 3 o'clock. It's actually just starting right now, I believe. So if you guys go outside and stare at that sky, what is going to come of it, folks? What is the FBI planning? What is our government planning? What is a solar eclipse really? Why has nobody ever seen the moon? So if you guys are out there taking a gander at it, take a look. Let me know if you guys have ever seen the moon. We see this object, it's black, but yet we never see the moon. Even if the moon's this close to the sun, you would think that you would see the moon kind of coming and then it would cross in front of the sun. We're going to get into all those things. We got Flat Earth Dave coming on to break things down for us. So if you guys have never been Flat Earth, or you just want to hear some crazy lies that our government has told you about NASA, smash that like button. It's going to be a good show. And we can go down the Flat Earth. So I told Dave to give me his best 10 minutes. Like, if you guys could hit my guys at LFA and just give us like 10 minutes of like Flat Earth or NASA nonsense. You know, just give it all to us as quick as you can, from perspectives to solar eclipses to all this crazy stuff. So we're going to go down that rabbit hole as long as you guys want. I also got a whole show planned out. So if you guys decide that the Flat Earth stuff's not for you, let me know. We'll jump back over to the regular footage because we got a lot. But let's give a big shout out to Sean Farish over here on LFA TV. If you've never been to one of his shows, he's probably one of my favorite political commentators. His comedy is off the hook. So he says, Trump's Eclipse Day warning. Check this out.
Sloppy Chris Christie is back. He is hungry and he's causing a complete and total solar eclipse. He's back and he's crossing in front of the sun. Usually the moon causes eclipses, but today an entire planet is crossing in front of the sun, known as Sloppy Chris Christie. I call him a gas giant. He's a gas giant. And he's going to leave a shadow bigger than anybody's ever seen before. Right behind him is going to be huge. Remember, if you're watching the eclipse, only to observe Sloppy Chris Christie if you're wearing your beautiful glasses. It's not safe to look at Sloppy Chris without your glasses. It can cause permanent damage. He says, I call him rough on the eyes, very rough on the eyes. And don't get too close because he's known to have what's called a gravitational pull. I saw it happen once. Somebody threw a tomato at him, and it's still going around in his orbit today. Last week, we saw a groundbreaking performance in New York City. Lizzo caused an earthquake, and today we're watching Sloppy Chris Christie cause a total eclipse. So be safe, God bless you, and God bless America, believe me.
Believe me. Make sure you guys swing over there and you guys are following Sean on all social media platforms. His work is absolutely off the hook. So what is the heck's going on? Why is the FBI warning us that there's going to be a solar eclipse? Or that there's going to be a terrorist attack, an ISIS terrorist attack? The FBI is warning you, right? The same ISIS that carried out the terrorist attacks in Russia, that's the ones. You know, the ones that somehow magically the FBI knew about instantly right before Right after they happened. 5 minutes after they happened, the FBI knows that ISIS carried out a terrorist attacks in Moscow. All right. Let that sink in. Think about that for a minute. Then, I don't know if you guys have seen this clip yet. I shared it over on my social media pages last night about Fox News telling us that there's going to be earthquakes coming from the solar eclipse. Now, this clip was 2 days ago or 3 days ago. This is when the earthquake, no, this was on Friday or right after Friday, when the earthquakes hit New York. The Fox News host says it's not over because Monday, we got the solar eclipse earthquake. So this is either the greatest troll ever, or maybe they know something. You guys let me know what you think.
The total solar eclipse is only 2 days away, and a lot of things are getting weirder by the minute. Watch till the end, it's totally strange. 4 days ago, lightning struck the Statue of Liberty. Then yesterday, a whopping 4.8 earthquake shook New York, the strongest quake since 1783. And on Monday, darkness will cover the land of America as it rolls through towns called Nineveh. The date of April 8th also correlates with passages about 3 days of darkness in Egypt. This solar eclipse is being treated differently than any solar eclipse ever being treated. They tell everybody to get prepared for and stack up food for at least 2 weeks. The same solar eclipse that they sent the National Guards out for. NASA will launch 3 rockets up into the Earth's ionosphere, that area between 55 and like 300 or so miles above the Earth. The Devil Comet will become visible during the solar eclipse in April. CERN, to test the world's most powerful particle accelerator during April's solar eclipse, to search for invisible matter that secretly powers our universe. Coincidentally, CERN's logo contains multiple sixes arranged in a pattern that resembles both the number 666 and a solar eclipse symbol. And y'all notice how all of a sudden, since the Baltimore Bridge happened, all these other bridges have been collapsing? After the solar eclipse on April 8th, this is the scariest part.
The strongest earthquake in 140 years, John.
Look at all that, and it's not over yet because we've got the eclipse earthquake coming up on Monday. As Deborah Ross was telling us, it's going to be a transformative experience for anybody who is in the area of totality.
So buckle up. We're in for a wild ride.
Hold on. What in the world did he just say? Did you guys hear that? Did you guys catch that part right there? Oops, I'm not over far enough for the live chat. There we go. We got the live chat. We got the live chat packed today, guys. Do me a huge solid. Smash that like button, please, and thank you. We're going to kick this party off. Let me run that back for you guys in case you didn't quite hear what this weirdo at Fox just said.
Eclipse earthquake coming up on Monday. As Deborah Ross was telling us, look at all that, and it's not over yet because we've got the eclipse earthquake coming up on Monday.
Greatest troll ever. Or do they got something planned, folks? If they did, what time do you guys think it's going to happen? Now, check this out. Let me show you what you guys might want to be on the lookout for. Now, this one's kind of freaky, right? So there's this FEMA trucks driving around Miami right now. I don't think they manufactured these units. I think these are refrigeration units for dead bodies. But let me show you what a crematory would look like. You think you'd notice that if you drove by it and that back of that truck bed is down? That's a crematory in the back of a semi truck. Take a look at this.
Right here in Miami right now, guys. FEMA. They're fucking here, guys. They're fucking doing it. And there's an antenna on top of this thing, guys. Generator and everything. It's probably a cremator.
I don't know. It's a cremator. I think that might be a refrigeration unit. I don't know.
They're fucking doing it, guys. Look at the antenna.
For all the
Look at
dead bodies.
You see that? You see that? Everything for... They're coming up, guys.
Could be a smokestack up there.
Generator, too.
Yeah. It's a cremator. It's a mobile cremator. They're fucking doing it, guys.
Very possible. It might be.
Right there.
I don't think FEMA's mining Bitcoin, so you guys tell me.
Stay right here. You're gonna be done.
Damn right, Ray. Damn right, man.
Side too.
That's a massive Generac generator. I mean, that thing is behemoth. Like to run AC or cool or power a unit that size, you need a Generac like 1/10 of that, 1/6 of that. You don't like being filmed. Anytime you guys see the FEMA people, man, make sure you guys are filming them so we know exactly who these cowards are and what they're up to.
Your ass, do you? I'll start following you. Yeah.
Look at this. The license plate DHS right on the side of that. So government vehicles, FEMA camps, high power generators, 2 million person FEMA camps popping up. Who's going to stay in these FEMA camps? I'm not going.
Pick this shit up, guys.
You resist
They're
this
fucking doing
with
it.
force, folks.
They
If
got
they
the antenna
ever
on top,
try to come to your house,
generator right there.
you get in.
Everything's right there,
FEMA
guys.
comes to your house and pulls you out of your house, you're dead. You die. So,
Right here,
what do you
Miami,
have to
right
lose?
now.
Resist at all cost.
That guy don't like me recording his ass.
Good for this guy, man. Give this guy a gold medal. This is in Miami.
They got
Kaylee.
something in this truck, guys. Homeland Security are out here. What's in the truck? What are you carrying? What are you carrying? What are you carrying? You have no idea. He has no idea what he's carrying, guys. He's carrying a mobile killer.
This dude's freaking out, man, but you can't blame people. I don't think I know he might be right there. I don't know. It's a mobile crematory. This is what they look like. They're actually a thing. They exist. So you guys tell me what in the hell is going on around our country, right? So we got a lot. Let's dive into these clips. You guys ready for some flat earth facts? Maybe not, maybe so. Drop some likes in the comments. And if you guys want to get off the flat earth train, if this isn't your thing, let me know. We can jump onto something else. But it's solar eclipse day, and I went to the expert himself. I don't think anybody understands more about this solar system or the lies that NASA has told us about the solar system than Flat Earth Dave. Give this man a follow. And if you guys swing over to the Flat Earth app, it is the FE app. You can't actually say Flat Earth, right? So on the App Store, if you go on to Google or Apple's App Store and you download and use promo code Matta, I don't get anything for it, but there's like a leaderboard point thing. So if you guys really want to go down that rabbit hole, the FE Earth by Flat Earth Dave, it's awesome. I think it's called the FE Clock, honestly. Check this out. So let's start off with like, what is a solar eclipse? How do they tell us a solar eclipse is supposed to work versus what is like the flat earth model for a solar eclipse?
And so here's the Edward Casey quote. We know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false. William J. Casey.
Walk me through this really quick. Walk me through this solar eclipse. We're looking at your clock here. Can you explain how it's like, show us on that clock first on
Okay.
how on a flat earth, how does the solar eclipse and like the Earth's rotation and everything like that work?
Right. So we'll just make it a little more real. We're holding it like that.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Old school style.
So for those of you that don't know, the sun and the moon, I'll just speed it up, go around the flat earth like this. They circle around. And this inner yellow line is the Tropic of Cancer, outer yellow line is the Tropic of Capricorn, and the sun migrates out to December 21st and then into June 21st. We live in the inner north. So when the sun is in, it's closer to us. Closer means higher in the sky. Closer means warmer. That's logic. That's provable. That's science. And when it's farther away, farther south, it's lower in the sky and we're colder.
Yep.
Okay. So the sun goes around once a day. Wherever the sun is, it's noon. And it laps the moon once every 28 days. So you see the moon's getting farther and farther left behind. And it'll lap the moon once every 28 days. So the moon keeps track of the weeks and the months. The sun keeps track of the hours and the days. And if I turn the stars on, the stars keep track of the seasons and the years because the stars will lap the sun once a year. That means it's just going slightly faster. So 365 times around, the sun will drift back through each zodiac for about a month. And then it resets back on April 2nd right here. Okay. So, but here's
That's what they're telling us is going to happen on the 8th, right? They're saying that what are they telling us is going to happen? The moon blocks out the sun?
The moon goes in front of the sun. But think about this. Nobody has ever seen the sun approach the moon, eclipse the moon, or exit the moon. And I'm going to show you that in a second. But here's just, this isn't the scale, of course, and speed. But this is the moon. And the moon goes around this wheel. And it goes around. And then the sun goes around, and it takes 180 times around for it to go into the yellow line, and 180 more times around to go back out here. The moon does it 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out. But when they pass a nodal point and they're right near each other, they cancel each other out, and then we have this eclipse. So that's what they tell us is going on. But from that elevated point of view, it looks like we're told it goes in front of the sun. How come no one's ever seen it? Well, people say, well, it's because the sun's blinding you. You can't see the moon. What about when we have a total eclipse of the moon, of the sun? You can't see any of the sun because the moon's blocking it. How come we don't see the moon? And the Globers will say, well, that's because the sun's behind it. And I was like, well, why do we see the moon when there's a full moon at night? And the answer is, well, the sun's light is bouncing off the moon and it's coming to Earth. And I could read a book by it. It's so bright. It casts my shadow on the ground. It's so bright, right? Okay. Well, during a total eclipse, if you were on the moon looking at the Earth, you have a full Earth because the sun is lighting up the whole Earth. The Earth is 6 times bigger, and I would say more reflective than the dusty, dirty moon. So its Earth shine, like moonshine, should light up the moon, and we should be able to see it. No camera has ever seen it.
Yep.
No
And you
camera
told me
has
too,
ever
this is the
seen
one point I tell everybody is that like there's what 3 moon landings in the last year. This solar eclipse is like the biggest thing ever. I say, listen, they stick a tube up your butt and they film polyps. Like these scientists film everything. So you mean to tell me that 3 different countries have landed on the moon in the last year, 12 months, 16 months, and not one of them decided to put a camera on the moon to document this historic event? But we're going to shoot rockets into space next week.
Well, think about this. We have the Hubble telescope. We have the James Webb telescope moving at incredible speed, somehow keeping up with all of the spiraling and traveling of the Earth. And they stay perfectly and they're able to film stuff. What is a camera needs to be on a tripod, right? A camera to take a long distance shot needs to be on a tripod. Think about this. On Earth, we have these giant telescopes. And they say we're taking a deep space. We're filming a spot in the sky the size of a grain of rice, and we're doing it over a 7-hour exposure. And the operator and the camera's tracking that spot in the sky, right? This is what they teach us on Nova. And the operator of the telescope has to wear no shoes. He has to wear socks because the telescope's on a 14-foot thick cement pad, so the tiniest vibration will ruin the whole photo, right? You've heard this story, right? This is how they take.
No, tell me.
So
I know, this is so cool.
When they show the deep space photograph, and they show, look, there's a 12,000 galaxies, all with 1 trillion stars each, and that's all in the size of a grain of rice in the sky because we're zooming in and we did this exposure. So the guys, the operators' footsteps might ruin the whole picture because of the slightest vibration. Did they forget that the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, orbiting at 66,000 miles an hour, speeding up and slowing down, chasing the sun at 500,000 miles per hour, and all of those other objects are moving also, right?
Yeah.
And the slightest little vibration's gonna, what the heck are you talking about? So the Hubble telescope nonsense, James Webb, total nonsense. If the moon is what they say, the moon, we never see the other side of the moon, because it's turning at the exact rate that it orbits around the Earth. So the only one side faces the Earth. You know what that is? It's the perfect tripod for an Earth-focused camera.
Smash that like button for me, folks.
Put a camera on the moon.
Let's pump it.
Point it at the Earth, and you don't even need any remote controls to move it because it's never going to not point at the Earth.
Yeah.
Why don't we have a camera on the moon, right?
100%.
Why
don't we, folks? What do you think?
A camera on the moon. Crazy. Neither the flat Earth or the globe Earth predict eclipses, but they are predictable through patterns. All right.
Yep.
So where's the moon? Oh, you'd say right here, right? Do you see the moon? No, you see missing sun, I call it. You see the moon? I just see more sky. I see
what the
sky.
hell is that, dude?
I actually took this picture, I think. I think that's mine. Missing sky. Just think, it's like, is there something in front of this, or is it just missing sun, more sky? Right? Missing sun, more sky. It sure looks sphere. Now I can imagine a sphere there, but there's something that is canceling out the sun's light and just letting us see more sky. It's letting us see more sky. This is I don't know if I showed this last time. Did we talk about this? The rear projected sun?
Go run us through it again in case people are. I know I'm gonna have a huge audience over here that's gonna be all about this eclipse thing. So run us through the whole thing. I'd love to see it. Show us that one too if you get time where you were throwing like the thing behind the thing. This might be it. This is
it. So this is a real eclipse. This is the 2017 eclipse, and I filmed it. This is me filming it, and I don't want to say luckily, but there was some fog in the sky, something that might have come out of the back of an airplane accidentally, right? But which made the sun very easy. You know, it dimmed it just enough where it wouldn't blow out your camera. So I was able to film it. Okay. And so I watched this eclipse. This is probably it got a little bit more than this. And then that was it. It wasn't in totality. One, we can't see the moon. And two, yeah, where the heck is the moon? So this is my model eclipse. I have a paper towel hanging. And on the other side of the paper towel, I have a source light focusing on this. And I have a Snapple bottle cap eclipsing it, blocking some of the light. They look the same. Big deal.
Very much.
Right? Okay. So this is comparing them. Very interesting. So I'm about to show you, this is an eclipse. This is about 85-90% eclipse. And you can't see the eclipse because it's so bright, it's blowing out the lens. But if you put a pair of sunglasses on, you'd be able to see it. But this is how much the sun is eclipsed. Now, this is a lens flare. That's a lens flare. But this thing is not moving with the camera. It's locked in position with the sun. So what is that? What are we seeing here? Right? And I say, I think that's the real sun, and this is the sun that we see. Right? This is not a lens flare. This is a lens flare. Right? So jump forward a little bit here. So here's my paper towel eclipse. Now, you don't see the thing that's eclipsing it because there's no light coming off of it. So here's my source light, and here's my eclipse. And you don't see it coming in or eclipsing it. You just see the effect of it. Right? You with me?
Yeah.
And so now it's exiting, and no one has ever seen the moon exit the eclipse. It just moves away, and you can see. Now I said, you know what? What if the sky is more transparent than my paper towel? Which I think it is. And so I got a piece of toilet paper, tissue paper, and here I'm looking through the tissue paper here. This is the source light, and this is what we're seeing. This is what we're seeing. That's the source light. That's the projector. This is the sun that we see, and compare that to the real thing. Is there any difference?
None. That's bizarre.
Yeah.
How you guys enjoying this rabbit hole so far, folks? Do me a favor. If you guys are enjoying this, smash that like button. We're almost got 1,000. We just broke over 1,000 people. We're almost at 300 likes. Now, Dave goes on for another 30 minutes. So drop some ones in the chat if you guys want to keep going down this rabbit hole, because he's about to go into rapid fire mode and just go through one lie after another, and blow your mind with all the lies that we've been told by NASA. So drop a 1 in the chat if you want to keep going down that rabbit hole, or drop a 2 in the chat if you guys want to jump into something else. Because I got some other clips here. Not many breaking news stories today. A little bit going on here. Kidnapped woman. We got a message from Trump about abortion. You guys tell me where you guys want to go. I like where this is headed already, folks. 1 it is. The chat has spoken, folks. The chat has spoken. Smash that like button. Let's keep it rolling. And again, I let Dave record this on his program, so he's a lot better at it. He has a lot more controls when he's in control of everything. So we recorded this on his computer. It's not, the quality's not as good. I apologize. My audio is not as good, but I just let him talk most of the time. So let's roll with it. So if there was like the main 10 things that you could show me, one photo of like gravity or this or the ships going off the horizon, can you give me your best like 10 minutes? And try to pack as much flat earth, like blow your mind stuff as you can in 10 minutes? Do I need to give you a few minutes to kind of get some things set up for it?
No. I can do, let's
like hit me with a NASA, hit me with a ships going over the horizon, hit me with a perspective one. That really blew my mind. And I'm going to put these in the beginning of the video because I want people that watch that first part of that show, because I'm going to hit them with a few other things. Then once the show starts to fill up, I'm like, all right, we're going flat earth. Check this out. Here's Flat Earth Dave. I didn't wait. He's gonna break your mind or blow your mind on what's going on with the eclipse, what actually is happening, and then we're gonna get him hooked.
This one's gonna hurt your mind a little bit because for those of you that are good at school but haven't looked into truth, you're just good at memorization and you're not good at expanding your brain muscle. So we're looking down here. It's a little hard to see. I've got pencils about a foot apart all the way across the room. So there's, I don't know, 25 of them or so. And so we're looking at it from above, and now we're gonna bring the camera down to ground level. And what you're going to see is the spaces near you become longer and the other ones get compressed, right?
Mhm.
And when it gets down, I'll stop it when it gets all the way down. So here we go. And now it's down on the floor. All right. So let me stop it. So the space from the pencil, which is below the frame here, all the way to here, that's more than half of all of the other spaces added together. Look, this line is going across the middle of the picture and this top quarter of the picture. So this is twice as long as the rest of them added together.
Mhm.
You get that?
Yep, I'm 100% with you.
So this one is shorter, it's right here. And this
Yep.
one's very
And the brown to
small.
white.
Yeah. And
Yep.
then white to pink, it's getting closer and closer. And then they just start stacking on top of each other. Okay.
Mhm.
So now, if I had an object here, a boat, whatever, and I moved it away, it's going to get smaller as it goes farther away. Right?
Mhm.
It's going to get smaller. And then the same distance, it'll get that much smaller. The same distance in reality versus our field of view, it looks like less difference. So
Mhm.
1, 2, 3 pencils away. There's 20 more pencils over here. So that's 20 times, or 7
Mhm.
times farther than these first 3. But it doesn't
Yeah.
look like that much farther. But the boat
Yeah.
is going to look like it's not getting that much farther away, but it's going to get that much smaller. So here's the question,
Mhm.
Ryan. On a globe Earth, you have a globe Earth says the curve of the Earth is X, and the curve of the Earth says if a 6-foot tall person is standing at the edge of perfectly calm water on a perfectly clear day, the farthest they can see is just 3 miles because the Earth curves 6 feet at 3 miles. That means the surface of the water will be hidden behind a physical edge of a curve, right?
Yep.
So here's a physical ball, and it's hiding my mouth because my mouth is behind the curve.
Mhm.
And you can zoom in, you still can't see it because there's a physical curve. And once you're behind a physical curve, that's it. So if you sat down, that horizon is much closer, right? Sat down, you're not 6 feet tall anymore. That horizon is going to be like less than 2 miles away, right? But that's what the ball dictates. The physical ball requires a horizon no farther than X. And we've done their math, not our flat Earth math, their globe Earth math, giving them the benefit of the doubt every time, right? So the question is, how can a 3-foot wave hide a giant cruise ship from a 6-foot tall person?
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to show you.
Mhm.
So this man is looking over this 3-foot wave, and you can see the space from the far end of the wave to where his eyes can see the water because it's blocking the water. This little space right here is blocking the water. And so we're going to move. This is an orthographic view, by the way. Nobody sees things from the side. We see things in perspective. When you see a bunch of streetlights that are all the same level, that's not how you see them. When you're looking away down the line, they go down. Okay. So as I move this wave out, my line of sight is getting more severe. And look at the space here. It's much more space. And look at the space here. It's way bigger now. Okay. So I move it all. So I got my ship right here. I got my 3-foot wave here, and I move the ship out. I can see over the wave. I can see the bottom of the ship where it touches the water. Great. I can see the bottom of the ship where it touches the water. Now the ship's getting smaller, but I can see over this wave because I'm 3 feet taller than that wave.
Yep.
Now, remember we looked at the pencils, right? This distance is the same as this little distance, which is the same as this smaller distance, smaller, smaller, smaller. So I just moved the wave out here. I don't know if you can see it. And let's say the pencils, there was just 3 pencils here, one here, one here, one here. The rest of the 20 pencils are all within this tiny little area. The area where you can't discern that the next one's any farther away, that's called your horizon. It literally becomes your horizon. So this ship is going to move, get smaller and smaller and smaller, and this wave is going to stay right there. That wave is your horizon. And that ship is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller until you can't see it. And that's how a 3-foot wave can block a cruise ship from a 6-foot tall person.
Wow. And
Here,
that's a new one. I don't think you showed me that one last one. That's good.
so here I'm zooming in. There's no ships. The boat, we're right at the water's edge. And look, oh, there are the
Mm-hmm.
boats all of a sudden. So now here's the question. Is this boat over the curve of the earth? Or is it just behind a wave? Oh, there, wait, I see the water. I saw the water way beyond the ship. Look at this boat.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it behind the earth of the curve, the curve of the earth? Or is it just going behind undulating, wide-bodied waves? Right? This boat is not below the curve unless the earth curve is bouncing up and down. And when you zoom out, you can't see those waves. You just see a horizontal eye zone. Right?
That's so crazy.
So let me show you. I don't think this. Someone might
Is
be
that
able,
you filming, or is this how far
this,
away are you
no,
there?
this is I don't know, maybe 10 miles. That could be
That's a P900 or whatever.
P1000. Yeah,
P1000.
P1000. So here is a view of street lights. Now we know all of these poles are the same height. We can see that the street is level, but they look like they're going down, just like whether this is the sun or the moon. I think it's the sun. It's just going away. It's just going away. So here is my this is my kitchen flat earth counter. It's a little hard to see. This is a string. It looks like it's going down. This is the same string. This is viewed from a terrestrial point of view on the counter, and this is viewed from the same height as the string. Celestial point of view. And this sun is not going below this little blockage right here. Okay. It's above it. But so is the sun. The sun is above this atmospheric deck of opacity, right? All these lines are level. The sun went down. That's the actual sun. This is my mock-up sun, just like my mock-up eclipse. This line is a level line. This line is level with the counter. But this is how our eyes see it. This is a level line. It's this line right here. Isn't that amazing?
Damn, that's good.
Okay. So let's look at this.
And I've seen these a couple times, folks. I'm still blown away.
So what is this one? Sun? Oh, so people say, well, the sun, it's going over the horizon right there, right? But this looks like the sun is like partially gone beyond the horizon. But when we zoom in, we can see that it's actually still well above the flat earth. Your eye can't see the space between the sun, and it all just merges it together. It's how we see.
Man, I'm gonna go. I got some really dark ND filters for my cameras. I'm gonna start paying attention to this stuff and film some stuff for you when I'm out there.
So I put these fake clouds in the sky. The sun is just moving away. See how the sun's setting from the bottom up? Now it comes below this cloud. But this cloud in the distance here, that merges with the horizon. So it just goes beyond it. Just goes beyond it. Right?
Yep.
So let me show you. I gotta go perspective. Okay, so here is.
And what are they telling us? Like I bet a lot of people watching this don't even know what they're telling us with the sun. They're saying that the sun's spinning around, or the earth is spinning around the sun,
earth
right?
is spinning, right. So when you're watching the sunset, you're at the beach, peaceful, watching the sunset. You have to believe that you're falling over backwards faster than the speed of sound. Right? You're on top of the ball and you're falling over backwards, making the sun appear to set faster than the speed of sound. Right? This is just the moon moving away, the sun moving away. It happened to match too. That level line, that's what it looks like from underneath. Right? So it's all about perspective, right? So tell me what you see here. You see a dock, water, boat, clouds, sun, right? I put this together. So is the dock higher or lower than the water in reality?
Higher.
Higher, because otherwise the boat on the water, the clouds higher than the boat, sun higher than the clouds, right? Right? Can you see the building?
Mm-mm.
You see it now?
Mm-mm. I think, is that the sidewalk or is that the skyscraper?
We're looking straight up at a building.
Holy cow. Yeah, that's, I see exactly what you're saying
All
now.
right, so we're in New
Yeah.
York City now. We're looking straight up at the sun, and it's 12 noon. Okay?
Mhm.
10 after 12, 12:20, 12:30, 1 o'clock. The sun has moved where? Is the sun below the horizon or beyond the building?
Beyond the building.
It's beyond the building. How can we prove that? We can float up in the air and look over the building, or we can go backwards, way back, and get a better view over the building, right? Go
Mhm.
backwards, the building will be smaller.
Yep, yep,
You'll have a better angle of view. Your view is being cut off, but the farther back you go, you'll be able to see.
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. So here is how we see everything merges together. The sides come in, the bottom comes up, and everything kind of merges at your apparent eye level. Flat earthers always say the sun, the horizon rises to your eye level. I change it. The sun appears to rise to your apparent eye level, right? So we'll put a guy in here. This line represents his eye line. And I throw a mountain in here. I got the sun up there.
Mhm.
The top of the mountain is thousands of feet above his eyes, right? Easy.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the sun is moving away just like it does. And it's going just like the sun did with the building. It's going beyond the mountain. It's not below the horizon. It's beyond the mountain. We can go up or we can go backwards. So it goes backwards 15 miles and the top of the mountain appears to be at his eye line. Now, if the earth is a globe or it's flat, either way, at 20 miles, the curvature is like 400 feet or 40 feet or let's say it's 400 feet, whatever. This mountain is thousands of feet above his eye level. So this line right here is thousands of feet above his eyes, but he sees it as eye level.
Mhm.
So the sun goes farther away. Is it going below the horizon or beyond the mountain?
Beyond the mountain.
Beyond the mountain. So now we add the clouds in there. The clouds are above the mountain. The sun is above the clouds. The clouds are all merging into this same line. So when the sun goes away,
It looks like it's,
it looks like it's going below the curve of the earth because that's what you believe. But what can we say about this line right here? This line is the top of the mountains, thousands of feet taller than his eyes. It's also the clouds, thousands of feet higher than the mountain. And the sun just went beyond it. Glober's like saying,
wow.
oh, flat earthers zoom in on a ship and then bring it back into view. But how come you can't do it on the sun? Because you can't. The sun is behind. When something goes into the horizon and you're on a terrestrial object, a boat, a building, a mountain, you can zoom in and make that bigger. But if something is above that and goes beyond it, you can't zoom through anything opaque, even if you had the Hubble telescope.
It's mind blowing, man.
That perspective, they don't even want to teach it in our class, but it's once you understand this is how the sun disappears, and even without clouds, the air becomes opaque over distance. It does. It
does.
Absolutely does.
What is the maximum distance of visibility?
Well,
Like a perfect lit night.
Well, that's a great question. It's not that far, 100, 200 miles. It depends. It depends.
Oh, you can see that far? Wow.
Well, I'll tell you why. Well, you can and you can't. Okay. Right. So from Malibu, you can see Mount San Jacinto. Am I saying that right? You're in California, right?
Yeah. No, I'm in Michigan.
Okay, whatever.
Jacinto. Yeah. San Jacinto or Jacinto.
You can't see it because the sky's blue and you just can't see it because the light coming off of it can't push to your eyes. But if you put a infrared lens on, you can see the whole mountain.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
When you're looking to a clear day, the light that's bouncing off the mountain, you don't see me, you see the light that's bouncing off me. Turn off all the lights in this room, you can't see me. There's no light coming off me. The light that's bouncing off Mount San Jacinto can't push all the way through the 123 miles. You can't see it. It just becomes sky. That's what sky is, the limit of your vision through the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But if you put an infrared lens on, which cuts through that glare, you can see the whole mountain. The very, very tip of this mountain should be the only thing showing. There's 7,000 feet of curvature at that distance. It's over a mile of curvature, but we can see the whole mountain.
Yes, you can.
You can see the whole mountain. And I'll show
And
you.
there's a place in Michigan too. I think you can see across like Lake Michigan or something like that, isn't there? Or yeah, I think it's Lake Michigan.
Right.
Just from Chicago to Detroit or something like that.
No,
You can see straight.
yeah, you can see across, and they go, well, that's a mirage. You know, that's a mirage. We have taken a boat across and kept an eye on the whole city, and it never disappeared. If it was a mirage, it would disappear at some point. So our guys,
I'm gonna have to do that this summer. Maybe Dave will come up here and we can go take you guys on a live
It's been done.
flat Earth adventure.
It's been done. It's a 50-mile trip on a boat trying to film the whole way. It's not easily, but it's there. It's there the whole time. This is up a little higher, you have clearer air. So using Earth Curve Calculator, calculating for this height, we can see all of these mountains here. There's 8 mountains, and the tops of those mountains should be 40 miles below the curve of the Earth. 40 miles. But they're all right there. You know what mainstream says about this? Nothing. They won't even talk about it. They won't even acknowledge that it exists. So,
yeah, because it's so provably wrong.
So the sun, remember, it migrates back and forth. It migrates between the tropics, right? So here's a spot in Aluja, France, looking out of the mountain, and Mount Canigou is out there 175 miles away. Can't see it. That's because the top of that mountain is over half a mile below the curve of the Earth. But twice a year, the sun travels back and forth, Cancer, Capricorn, Capricorn, and it lines up with the mountain and the viewer. And now the sun's light is brighter than the light on that's coming off the mountain. And when it lines up and the sun moves, all of a sudden the sun's light backlights the mountain.
Yeah.
And the very top of this mountain should be over a half a mile below the curve, over a half a mile, right? And you know what the Globers say? Well, the sun is already set. It's just refracting up. And somehow the mountain is refracting up and blocking the refracted sunlight from getting to your eyes. The reason you can't figure that out is not because you're stupid, it's because it's stupid.
Yep.
It's stupid. They got you, they tell you stuff that's so convoluted. People go, oh, that's just too much for me to handle. I just have to believe the guy because he's got a lab coat on, he's got a pocket protector, he's got pens in it, and they call him a professor. Therefore, he must know. There it is.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy from NASA that they send out to do damage control?
Neil deGrasse.
The one that's like Neil deGrasse. Yes, that guy. You got a picture of that guy? This is the guy that.
Refuse.
Ah, good for you. Good for you.
Neil, I got a whole bunch of videos about stupid Neil. What a clown, ridiculous, but there's a whole bunch of videos that mention him.
I like the pear-shaped one. Maybe I'm going to throw it into this video here because that's my
it's a little pear-shaped.
Did you just send me that or did I randomly come across that? Was that you who just sent me this week? I watched it for the first time and I was like, oh my gosh, they're saying the Earth is a pear shape now.
Yeah,
like, what's
this is a little pear shaped. Just a little pear shaped, a little pudgy.
You think they're going to get to a point where they're going to say that it is now became flat, like the Earth's core has turned itself into this?
Neil deGrasse said, that you can see the curvature from an airplane, and then we showed that you can't. It's you got to see it from a MiG fighter, and they showed the MythBusters up there showing their MiG fighter one, but one of their cameras wasn't looking out a curved window and it wasn't fisheye and it showed the horizon level. The MiG fighter is 70,000 feet isn't high enough. You got to go up to 120,000 feet where the Red Bull jump was. And and then we showed that the Red Bull was completely and totally ridiculous because it was using fisheye lens. And Neil goes, well, you have to go higher than that, 120,000 feet. And he says at 120,000 feet, you can't see the Earth. That stuff is flat, he goes. Literally, he said, that stuff is flat. So they keep moving the globe post.
The globe post, as you call it. That's it.
Yeah. The Red Bull
jumper.
Red Bull jump. Here he is on the ground, and the horizon's right here. He's getting into the capsule. And then when he opened the door at 120,000 feet, the horizon is at the same level, right? At that height.
Wait, say that.
So the horizon from the camera inside the capsule did not drop at 120,000 feet. And at that distance, there should be the horizon at that height. The horizon should be 381,000 feet below the capsule, but it's at the same height. The higher you are, the farther you can see, right? Mm-hmm. And again, This is the one that they love showing you. Oh, the curve of the Earth. This is the fisheye lens. All of this, is where is
Flat.
No, it's not. It's all one state. Wherever
Mexico.
is it Arizona or whatever? Where did he take off from?
Yeah, I think it was Texas or Arizona.
Yeah, whatever. But we looked at the topography, and you can see rivers and stuff. This is all one state. It's New Mexico. It's all New Mexico.
Watch this.
All...
And they've came out. So NASA's came out and said that this was a fisheye lens. Like they've came out and admitted there's nobody out there trying to claim that you can see the curve, right?
They had to do damage control. Yes.
After they passed the lie off that was curved Earth, and you could see the curve of the Earth, and they ran with that. And anybody that didn't go back to double check it thinks that, like, a lot of people think that this is why they believe the Earth is round, because they saw this video
because
they thought it was real.
Yeah, they're not willing to look at it. And anytime you see the curve of the Earth, put it on a globe, right? All of New Mexico covers this much of the globe, right? That's not even all of New Mexico, but it's all New Mexico.
And if they want to see that video of Neil where he admits and he holds the basketball, what do they search on your app to pull up that exact video?
You know what? I don't even know. Let's see if it comes up under that stuff is flat.
And then show us the one that always gets me is the NASA. And actually I sent it to Redacted too. So funny.
Look at that. I'm amazed every time it works. It worked. Oh, you can't see.
Oh, yeah, I can't see.
I searched that stuff is flat, and there it is.
That's the video that they want to watch.
That's the one they want to watch. Just search on the app. That stuff is flat.
If you go onto NASA's website and you look at the what you're seeing on the screen there, if you go onto the fine print, it says image, right? And if you look up the definition of image, NASA's admitted they've never taken a photo from space, and most people don't believe me. So show us that, and then pull up the video on your app too.
This is the blue marble that was on everyone's iPhone. Another brainwashing technique. Yep. And we can see that they photoshopped all the stuff here. The guy that made it, his name is Robert Simon. He's a visual artist, and in an interview, a podcast interview, he said that he made it from data in Photoshop because it has to be. There are no pictures of Earth. He admits it, but globe believers defend it. I remember this. They said in 2017, this picture of Earth is dimming. Look at all the pollution. This should make you very sad. Wow.
Oh
but gosh, look, the clouds didn't change. The same clouds. Did they do that on purpose, or are they that stupid?
I think it's demoralizing. Part of it is just it's so obvious that they just do it just to do it, you know?
Yeah, I think they're laughing at us. I think they're laughing at us. Universal Pictures knew exactly what the Earth looked like. So here's a 2012 picture of Earth. So we got the United States, and now here's something we can measure. We can't go to space, but we can drive across Mexico and Baja, and we can show that it's 934 miles. NASA tells us the radius of the Earth is 7,917 miles. So this segment, which is right here, I should be able to fit 8.5 of them between these two lines. See a problem?
Oh, God.
See a big problem, right?
Yeah, even if you try to bend that, you could only fit 3 or 4.
Right. So,
dear Lord, that's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. And people say, well, you can't. How could they paint that? They don't have Photoshop. Is this a painting or a photo? Is this a painting or a photo? Is this a painting or a photo? One of them is a painting. Can you guess?
This first one painting?
They're all paintings. Sorry, I lied.
Nice catch, bro.
They're all
no
paintings.
Shit.
Yeah.
I would have thought the last one was for sure a photo. That one I would have been like, yep, that's photo.
They're all paintings, right? So what's harder to paint? A stupid globe, right? Or this? These guys, they're all paintings. Fake and more fake.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. And how about this? Here's the United States. So I circled here liberally what we're seeing
this one really
on
gets
this. So the rest of this is on the other side of the ball. The rest of this, come on, Alaska, all of this, Australia, all of that's on the other side of the ball. The problem is when we go to the other side of the ball, so we got Africa here. So right here, all of this is on the other side. The reason you can't figure it out is because it's stupid.
Yes, it is. That's freaking nuts.
This one, this is that's one we saw already. Boats on the horizon.
And
Here's the
guys
long
have done
distance
these two on
one.
frozen lakes. There's a couple of videos out there that Dave just showed me where they're on this frozen lake and they have lasers because you can't actually see the distance, but it's a flat lake, right? That should be curved. Obviously it's a lake and there's no curve to it.
I have that. I have that right here. So this is a guy, but people say, you know, these experiments are really hard to do. You got to think about this. This is 8 miles. So the guy's got to go back and forth 8 miles on a frozen lake at night. You know, it's freezing and batteries and communications and, you know, all of the stuff. So this guy, so we got this lake. So large bodies of water at rest lie flat. Water when it's laying at rest freezes when it gets cold. He's got his camera 6 inches off the ice. And in the video, he verifies all of this, drills through the ice, shows that he's not high. And you got all these 4 lights out here. And this is 8, 7, 6, and 5 miles away, right? The curve of the Earth should be 30 feet, 22 feet, 15 feet, and 9 feet. But for some reason, they're all there on the same flat line. This one refracted up 30 feet. This one refracted up 22 feet. This one refracted up 15 feet. And this one, refraction is just perfect. It just magically refracts. It never refracts higher than the horizon. It always refracts perfectly onto a straight line horizon.
And explain that for people too, because I'm looking at 5 miles and I'm going, why isn't 5 miles in 10 miles should be 18? It should double. Why?
No,
I know a lot of people are going to see that.
It
Why is
doesn't
that?
double. It goes, because when, so
grab your ball, show us on the ball.
I have a
Oh, you got even better than that.
Of
course you do. Of course you do.
Don't worry, people. It's easy math. We were all taught the Pythagorean theorem: a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? So if a guy's standing on the top of the ball and we draw a line tangent out from his feet, if he goes around here, it's just a smaller drop. Farther, it's a bigger drop. Same distance farther, a bigger drop. So the drop would be from here down to the curve of the Earth. So they tell us the radius of the Earth is 3963, right? So we got the radius times the distance. Let's say he goes out 100 miles, and we square the distances and multiply them against each other. There's this many feet or miles, and then we divide it out. It's 1.26 miles drop, right? That drop is 1.26 miles or 6,660 feet. At 100 miles, there's 6,660 feet of drop. So 1 mile, there's 8 inches drop. At 2 miles, it's not 16 because it's curving away. You have to square the miles. 2 times 2 is 4, 16, 32. 3 miles is 6 feet. 10 miles is 66 feet. 100 miles is 6,660 feet. Again, notice all the sixes in their satanic model, but that's how it works. And by the way, there's 2 other formulas more complicated than this that do Earth curvature. And they all say that there's more curvature than this. So we chose this one because it's easier and it gives the ball the benefit of the doubt.
Folks, do me a solid. Smash that like button. Let me let you in on our first sponsor today before we keep this ball rolling. Get it? Go over to Insurity Financial Services today and schedule your personal life insurance, folks. You guys know that your life insurance is everything. And get a consultation today with a life insurance, because life insurance is your health's buying policy. Your dollar pays the premium. So call or schedule today. Get peace of mind before you rest in peace with your personal life insurance. Every stage, every need, every situation, folks. And you guys can scan that QR code that's on the phone right here. You guys can swing over to their website, contact Tim, tell him that Ryan Matta from LFA sent you out. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate that, folks. And guess what? Let me let you in on our next sponsor, which is TAC-Right, folks. Did you always want to own a night vision binoculars, but you didn't get one because they were a little pricey? Well, you can grab one right now for under $200 from our sponsor, TAC-Right. Similar night visions sell for over $4K. And those are military grade. But however, the military grade requires a tiny bit of light. Well, guess what, folks? The TAC-Right night vision goggles, you can see in pitch dark. And if you guys remember Afghanistan and how we ran around at night and, did our thing over there and how we saved so many soldiers, it was because the American soldiers could see at night and the Afghani and Iraq soldiers couldn't. So the difference between being able to see at night, if things go south and things get as crazy as we think they're going to get in this summer, I mean, this could mean the difference between life and death. Now, our viewers get an amazing one-time discount. You can grab one today for under $200. You don't need a coupon or anything. Just visit TacRightLFA.com. Again, that is TacRightLFA.com. And this would make a great gift for anybody interested in outdoors, hunting, military, or somebody that just wants to feel safe at night. So grab yours today. They won't last long. Last time we had this on the show, they sold out in 3 hours after mentioning it on our channel. So again, visit TacRightLFA.com, folks. You guys can swing over to the LFA merch store, grab yourself some hats, hoodies, t-shirts. Jeremy's got some new, or not new coffee, but that pecan roast coffee is absolutely phenomenal. So if you guys are a coffee snob like me, you pretty much are mainlining coffee all day, the LFA coffee is absolutely off the hook. Again, just swing over the LFA merch store. Links are all down in the show notes. If you guys want to support us over here on Matter of Fact, you guys want to buy some Bitcoin, it helps us out a lot. Or you guys want to use our promo code at mypillow.com/Matter, you can do that as well. I won't bore you with the ads. I want to get right back into this show. Smash that like button, folks. We got a couple minutes left.
That's crazy. What about the show me that? Were you able to find that mouse one? I want to show them that. That one blew my mind. Or some of the space stuff too is crazy. Like
I wish we had more time. I'm going to run out of time.
When they catch them with the green screen stuff you were showing me.
Yeah.
Like the astronauts in space and they reach out and grab each other and they're like.
Yeah, I can show you all that.
I'm going to try.
Just trying to find out. There's one more that I wanted to show you. Here we go. Oh, this one. So this is a close up of the Mars rover, and we're zooming in on the picture. And as we zoom in, what do we see?
Oh, fly.
A fly.
Space fly, the first spot.
There's life on Mars. That proves that there's life on Mars.
Oh, this would be groundbreaking, revolutionary. There must be water on Mars then too.
Must be.
And more bugs for that thing to eat, or maybe it eats space rocks. It's the first space-eating rocks fly.
Yeah. Crazy.
So this was an actual zoom out on that again. Show us what they were. That video. What is that, or what was it supposed to be?
This was a photo of the thing took a selfie. The rover took a selfie of itself. So here's the picture. And so
the rover took a selfie.
Yeah, the rover took a selfie of itself. So this is just one picture, and somebody is moving in and Photoshop, zooming in, analyzing it. A flat earther. Look what he found: a fly.
They didn't even realize there was a freaking fly sitting.
How would they realize they had things? You can't keep track of everything. Spacesuits and everything. But this guy forgot to which foot is the right foot, which is the left. He's got his shoes on the wrong feet.
That's a good one.
I think
folks.
that there would be some sort of fail-safe for that, since this is airtight. I mean, all that air is trying to get out of that suit. How come he doesn't explode like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Tell us about that, because I try to explain this to somebody. So you're in a vacuum, right? Space is a vacuum, which means that, like, do you have a video of like what happens to like something in a vacuum? Like
just put vacuum, the things exploding in a vacuum chamber. Somebody put like a Stretch Armstrong in a vacuum chamber, it explodes. Put a soda can in a vacuum chamber, it explodes. Right? They put an astronaut in the 60s into a vacuum chamber, and before they got half the air out, he passed out. And he said his tongue started to boil, and he almost died. They had to, open it up super fast to get in there. But they've never put an astronaut in a vacuum chamber. You would explode. This guy's wearing a friggin' snowboard outfit. He would explode. That's it. All of the air is trying to get out. That's the laws of physics. But in the vacuum of space, for some reason, they have no issue with that. And the Globers, they just don't even want to address that point. It's absolutely ridiculous, right? The air in this balloon is trying to get out.
All right, folks, we are running right up on that last minute mark. I wish we had more time. I'm going to upload. Me and Dave spent 3 hours again over here, and that was a full 3 hour interview. So I'll upload that to my main channel. I got a bunch of interviews with Dave. So if you guys just want to search my flat earth stuff, we used to do flat earth Fridays, but then we got a little bit busy and we've had a lot more going on. And, that rabbit hole is never ending. That's what Dave says. He says, once you start going down that rabbit hole, just enjoy the ride, because there's no bottom. We don't know what the earth is. We just know everything that they are telling us is a lie. That's it. Maybe there's an edge. Maybe there's not an edge. Maybe there's land past that Antarctica, which was what most people think. When most people think that beyond that ice wall, because on a flat earth map, and if you look at any map before like 1981, they all depicted a flat earth and there was this giant ice wall, right? Not many people have ever made it past that ice wall. Back in the day, we didn't have the technology to. Some of the first explorers that have ever explored Antarctica made it past that ice wall and said that there's land past it, right? And there's 3 different passages and 3 different ways to get out of it. It's why John Kerry and all the elites, they're the only one that can go to Antarctica, because for the penguins, the penguins are so important. Men cannot go out there. We got to save those penguins, right? But the Americans are not as valuable as these penguins because our border is getting invaded. But gosh dang, you guys try to go invade Antarctica's border. Oh my gosh, we'll start World War III. Folks, up next is Alan Jacoby. Folks, smash that like button for us on the way out the door. We are almost hitting that 350 like mark, and I greatly appreciate y'all. Very, very much so. Hopefully this video opened your eyes to, the government lying to us, because there's a lot that they are lying to us about. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Up next is Alan Jacoby, folks. If you guys never been to an American First show, you guys are missing out. Swing over there and show Alan some love. I believe somebody might be covering his show today. I'm not sure. Actually, I thought I heard that through the grapevine. Swing over there, show him some love. I will catch you guys same place, same time. We got shows going all day over here on LFA TV from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got Roger Stone over here. People like the legendary Will Johnson himself and many more, folks. So if you didn't enjoy this show, I promise you there is a show over here on LFA TV that you will enjoy. God bless each and every one of you. I got to get my little man back to school because we took him out for the solar eclipse, and magically he's going to show up at home just in time to get out of school. God bless you guys.
Run.